A beautiful weekend here in Central Arkansas. Thank you for joining us late tonight. I'm Ashley Godwin alongside meteorologist Simone Thomas. Simone, beautiful weekend, but now we have to worry about some rain coming up.
You know, now the spring has finally sprung. That's what you got to deal with here in Central Arkansas.
Of course.
We get some sunshine, we get some good days, but severe weather is always right around the corner. So that is what we're tracking for your Monday. We are starting to see some rain showers across northeast portions of the state, including a few showers across northeast portions of the Little Rock Metro, maybe the Cabot area, seeing some heavier downpours earlier now. Just some light rain mostly around the metro, but this is not much compared to what we're looking to see tomorrow. We're tracking showers and thunderstorms through the day. Temperatures on the mild side, pretty much in the lower to middle 60s. But when you head out the door in the morning, if it's not already raining in your location, you'll want to grab that rain gear anyway, because scattered showers and even some thunderstorms are possible. So that means you need to give yourself extra time in the morning as well too. By lunchtime, it becomes more widespread into the numerous category that continues through the evening. I'll have more details on the timing and those impacts of these storms later on in the show, so stay with us.
Thank you, Simone. And a THV 11 update, the North Little Rock Police Department is investigating an officer who was shot today. Police responded to reports this afternoon of a group of people walking around near Highway 161. One person possibly with a gun. Police say they approached the group, they ran off, and shots were fired as officers chased them. One officer was hit, but they were taken to the hospital and they are expected to live. Right now, North Little Rock PD are still looking for those involved. And this week, construction to widen Highway 67 to 6 lanes will resume. Tomorrow night, there will be a lane switch to allow construction to continue. Crews will move John Hardin Drive traffic to new pavement and will permanently close the on-ramp to Highway 67 south on Vanderburg Boulevard. Signs will be posted for the reroute. Now, we've been telling you all about what you need to know to prepare for the eclipse, but now we have a story about the beauty behind the historic event. THV 11's Rebecca Brown shows us a beautiful new mural in downtown Searcy.
The city of Searcy is known for its murals downtown, and a few weeks ago, a new one was just added to the family.
This is in honor of the upcoming total solar eclipse on April 8th.
We wanted something to just encourage the whole dream big mentality. You know, this is a big event.
And those dreams definitely became a reality for artist Jason White, as he's been doing what he loves, painting murals across Arkansas for 10 years.
It takes blighted areas of a community and just really brightens it up and brings, like you said, a new life to the area. I've never dreamed that I could, you know, actually be an artist, not a starving artist, but, you know, an artist that's actually changing lives and changing communities.
White's newest work is the mural painted on the side of White County Title Building in Searcy, where it features the total solar eclipse happening on April 8th.
We have a young astronaut here dressed up and holding a little rocket, and obviously the commemorative eclipse that we got going on, but it's just basically, you know, shoot for the moon.
For Amy Burton, the executive director of Main Street Searcy, murals have a way of bringing a community together.
We wanted to do something unique that would draw people into the community. We are going to see an influx of visitors as we are in the path of totality. So we wanted to give something not just beautiful, but interesting.
Burton says several of the murals you see downtown are funded by grants and private donations.
It goes hand in hand, not just with quality of life, but that also serves as an economic development, because we all want to visit businesses where we can go and visit the business and sit on a park bench and have a cup of coffee and enjoy a piece of public art.
In Searcy, Rebecca Brown, THV 11 News.
There will be several events in Central Arkansas leading up to the eclipse, and we have those details on THV11.com. Now, it was a day of mourning in Russia after a terrorist attack by ISIS left 137 people dead. An affiliate of the Islamic State known as ISIS-K has claimed responsibility for the attack. Russian authorities say 4 suspected attackers have been arrested. They're among 11 people detained for the incident. Some of them appeared in court Sunday. U.S. officials are pushing back against suggestions by Vladimir Putin that Ukraine may have had some involvement in the attack.
Vladimir Putin is already trying to link this to Ukraine and say that Ukraine is responsible. Does the U.S. have any evidence to back that up? No, there is no whatsoever any evidence, and in fact, what we know to be the case is that ISIS-K is actually, by all accounts, responsible for what happened.
The attack happened after the U.S. shared intelligence with Russia earlier this month, warning ISIS was planning to strike and advising U.S. citizens to stay away from concert venues. This week, abortion access returns to the High Court nearly 2 years after the Supreme Court overturned the landmark Roe v. Wade. This time, access to the abortion pill mifepristone hangs in the balance. Willie James Inman is at the Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court is set to hear oral arguments that will decide whether to reverse the FDA's decision to expand access to mifepristone, one of 2 drugs used for medication abortions in the U.S. Jessica Levinson is a legal analyst.
You don't want a group of judges substituting their own judgment for those of scientists and experts when it comes to approving any type of drug.
In 2023, the majority of abortions in the United States were carried out using medication. Mifepristone was approved by the FDA in 2000, but has since undergone reviews, expanding the time frame it could be used and making it easier to obtain. The court is weighing a decision to roll back those efforts made by the FDA, but in moving to limit the use of mifepristone overriding FDA approval, it could affect the agency's authority to regulate other prescription drugs.
In the end, I think the court will be reticent to really undermine the power of the FDA because they know this isn't just about mifepristone. This is also about other drugs.
The justices are expected to make a decision on the case in June, and if the justices decide to roll back the use of mifepristone, it could still be used up to 7 weeks of pregnancy, down from 10 weeks, but it would be harder to get through the mail or through telehealth appointments. Willie James Inman, CBS News, Washington.
And in just a few hours, former President Trump could receive a trial date for his criminal hush money case. This as he races to fend off a financial crisis following a civil fraud judgment. Donald Trump must pay nearly $500 million or face having assets seized. The 2 legal cases could lead to a criminal conviction. On social media, Trump insists he has the money, but just last week his lawyers claimed he likely can't come up with the cash.
What about foreign money?
Well, that creates its own set of political issues, as well as perhaps legal issues, about the influence or potential influence of a foreign government.
Trump has asked the appeals court to pause the payment and accept a lesser bond of just $100 million. For now, seizing Trump's assets will not be an easy process. This could take weeks or even months. Meanwhile, Donald Trump is also currently being prosecuted for mishandling classified intel. But could he still receive classified intelligence briefings as the presumptive nominee? Casey Decker with our Verify team has the answer.
It's all but locked up. The presumptive presidential nominees this year are President Biden and former President Trump. Trump will be campaigning while facing 4 different criminal prosecutions, including for mishandling classified documents. Many Verify viewers wanted to know whether, as the Republican nominee, he might soon again have access to classified information. So let's verify. Do presidential nominees receive intelligence briefings? Our sources are the Central Intelligence Agency, the Center for Presidential Transition, a nonprofit group, and Kenneth Gray, a former FBI agent and current criminal justice lecturer at the University of New Haven. The answer is yes, presidential nominees receive intelligence briefings. The practice began in the 1950s after Harry Truman was shocked to learn of the existence of the atomic bomb only after he took office. Ever since, the sitting administration has offered intelligence briefings to top candidates. This isn't required by law. It's more of a custom to ensure a smooth transfer of power and avoid any surprises that could weaken national security. Because there's no law, precisely who receives briefings, when, how many, and what the briefings cover isn't set in stone. But historically, they're given to candidates after they're officially nominated at the conventions, and they contain only a broad overview of threats and national security issues. Candidates can decline these briefings. Barry Goldwater did in 1964. In 2016, Republican Speaker of the House Paul Ryan lobbied unsuccessfully for the Obama administration to refuse to brief Hillary Clinton, saying she couldn't be trusted with the intelligence following her email scandal. This year, multiple outlets have reported that the Biden administration will brief Donald Trump if and when he's nominated, despite concerns about his handling of classified intel. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
Now, earlier today, we introduced you to a local artist creating beautiful work, and we want to highlight another, making sure those pieces last. Decades ago, you would find Bovich artwork at different sites across Little Rock and North Little Rock. His alien-like image quickly became popular, and many of the paintings are still around today. They stand the test of time thanks to one of the original creators, Roland Burnham, coming back to Central Arkansas every few years to touch up the pieces that has been damaged.
They can't believe I'm here, and they so appreciate it because this is something they grew up with. And it hurts them to see it done this way. So
today, there are 5 Bovich pieces still on display in Central Arkansas, including this one in Levy. Still ahead, vets are working to make house calls during pet emergencies. See the new animal ambulance after the break. Simone.
And you're going to need that rain gear tomorrow morning. I'll explain why and how long you'll be needing it in a 7-day outlook that's coming up right after this break.